and welcome to the Brick Freak. Today with this behemoth monster of a tow truck in the flagship edition from Mould. Oh, this here alone is way more than a kilogram. I believe 2 kilograms are only here. Our 2 instruction booklets. So, man, this is heavy. Okay, we have model number 19008, 10,966 pieces. Nearly 11k on pieces are in this monster here. There are several links in the video description. One goes to the shop where you can buy this, my partner. The other link goes to the original instructions from Lucio Switch 81, because this is a stolen mock. Mould King, please stop with stealing the mocks. And the third link goes to the video of Lucio Switch, who designed this, to his original with boobies and S-brick, with S-brick. His is a little bit different from the technique he used, power functions, but most functions are the same. Okay, these are the 3 links in the video description. You see, we have 2 big instructions. We have 1 sticker sheet. I used only the stickers to color code the engines and the pneumatics. Okay, so first things first, instructions. They are okay. There are some mistakes in it. One mistake that one function will not go, I show you later, and small things, but the rest is okay. You can, with one change here, you can make every function workable. Okay, so instructions are okay. Piece quality is good, or very good. Mould King uses GoBricks pieces and they have the best alternative, not Lego pieces. No problems with that. Only some Technic parts from Mould King aren't so good. They're mechanical actuators. They're easy, if you go too far out, they break. And here we have a new pneumatic, and we have pneumatic cylinder, the pump cylinder, and pneumatic actuators, and one here broke when I used the function. So I don't show you all the functions now when I'm talking. I shot them separately and they are at the end of the video. So if you want to see all the functions, go to the end of the video, because you know I make the videos in German and English, and to show all functions twice, that cost me a lot of time. And time is not money, but it's the only limited factor for every person in this universe. Okay, now we go over the functions. I don't show you, but I tell you what's wrong with them. Okay, you've seen in the set info the weight, and I measured everything. So when there are 2, like in width you have 24 and 60. Yes, 24 is with the pillars in here, and 60 is when they are out. Yeah, we have 88 in length or 102. 88 is this here, and 102 is when this here is flipped out. Okay, so far for the measuring. Okay, driving. There's one thing. In the first building video, assembly video, in building step 4, you are assembling the 4XL motors for driving, and I had only 4 slip gears in this bag, so I inserted the slip gears. And in building step 6, I found a bag with 4 normal gears, the dark bluish gray ones with 24 or 28, these ones. And they should be inside here. But I was so far from building and I don't want to build it back. So I let the slip gears in it, and the slip gears have a little problem with driving. Now the accu box is empty. I show you how he's driving in the end of the video, but that's a problem. So I asked a few colleagues, other YouTubers, and they had the right gears, they had both the slip gears and the right gears in the same bag. So mine was a mistake perhaps, but don't build in the slip gears, cause it drives, but sometimes it stops, slips through and it drives again, but it is slower. And yes, this thing here has nearly 10 kilogram. 10 kilogram, that's far too much, sometimes for the tires and for the XL motors. And when you're driving, 7 motors are on one accu box. So when you're driving and steering, there are 4 XL motors and 3 servo motors that are drawing power, so the accu box is empty in 4 or 5 minutes. And when the accu box is not full, with the slip gears, they really slip through. With a full accu box, I can drive 10 meters, after 10 meters, and there's not much power, it slips through and nothing goes. So check out that you use the right gears, not the slip gear, so far for driving. Steering. There are 3 servo motors. 2 are for the first axle and 1 is for this axle. So both axles are steerable, but to make the third on the second axle steerable in the same direction or for the same, they use the trick. And the trick is another switch that it's in between the connection to the box. So be sure that this switch is in the correct position. It is if it's neutral, nothing will happen. If it's in the wrong position, it turns against and nothing goes. So before you, after you inserted the steering, check out that this switch is in the right position, because later on it's difficult to get to the switch, because yes, it's inside. So be sure that the switch is in the right position. But when you need 3 servo motors for steering, you know this here is far too heavy, far too heavy. This is the absolute limit what is doable, makeable, constructible and working with Lego technique or with brick technique. Lego don't like when I use this word and don't show you sets from them. They don't like this. Okay. So this is really the limit. All the other functions are cool. This is a cool playset, but you have to be aware that driving and steering is not so good and it sucks so much power that after 2, 3, 4 minutes the fun is over. But with the other functions you can have a lot of fun. Okay, next are the pillars. Here they are coming out on both sides. And inside this here is another pillar that goes out straight. And here in the back are pillars. They are going this direction. One problem, these 2 are on one motor. So if you drive them out or drive them in, they do it at the same time. Problem is, these here in the back are much faster. So these here are out and they are lifting really the car a little bit up. I was really impressed. It really lifts the car a little bit up. But these pillars aren't fully ejected, so it makes a lot of noises here till these pillars are totally driven out. And the same when you're going inside. These are really fast inside and these here not so fast. But they work. Next here is, I don't know the word for this here, but you know, here you bring on the tires, the front tires, and this here goes down and goes up. It is really a fast function. This here works perfectly. The only thing I don't like is that this here is slippering around. I know it has to, but I would love that you can fix it. It's easy to do this yourself. Yeah? 4, perhaps 5 parts, and you can make this fixed and movable. but no problem. This here goes a little bit up and a little bit down. It don't have to move so much because the car that's behind it only had to be lifted up so that the front tires are not on the street. And so this is working very well, no problem at all. Next here, this function. This works very well too. They didn't use here a mechanical actuator, they did it over cords and the motor pushing the cord or let the cord go. When you let it go, it goes down and you're pushing the cord, it draws this here up. That's a cool solution because this here has a lot of weight, and with a normal actuator it would be very slow, and the actuator has a lot of weight, and I believe the Mould King actuator will do it 1 or 2 times and then it will break. So this here with the cord is a much better solution for such a big actuator. But the cord you need is 45-50 centimeters. The cord it's inside is a meter. The cord is very elastic. You can really push them a little bit, much more than the Lego version of this cord. So the best thing you can do is take the cord twice, double it, and then you have more power, and you don't have to cut the cord, and the way isn't so long. Because I didn't this in the beginning, and I didn't draw the motor so that the cord is under pressure. And when I the first time want to use this function, it turned and turned and turned and nothing happened. And I thought, oh, I did a mistake, the cord isn't connected or something. And then suddenly, after the first 40 centimeters, then it came up. So if you want the function to be faster and more safe, just double the cord. No problem, there's enough. Next function is here, turning this here. Like I said, you see all the functions in the end of the video. And this works very well. And what cool is that we have one of the accu boxes inside here, and here one of the L motors, and on the other side we have the other L motors. And so here, this stick here, the whole section can turn as long as you want in one direction. Nothing can happen with the cords. With a lot of other technical constructions, it's often that that there's a cable between the body and this here through the big gear for turning, and so you have to take care that you don't turn too much in one direction, because the cord will wrap it up and go out of the box, or the cord or the cable will be destroyed, not the cord, the cable. So this here you can turn it hours and hours. The set is 34 centimeters high, but when I lift this here totally up, be aware, don't go further than this here. So 88, 89 degrees. If you go further, this here can slip out. There is nothing secures it. This here can easily slip out. So, but I think this is enough. When I turn it totally out, the boomstick here gets out. We have 124 centimeters. 124 centimeters. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay, but it works fine. The two cords here are on two separate motors, so you can lift them up separately or individually. Together or individual. No problem. They can carry some weight. You see it in the end of the video. I lift up a Bluetooth speaker and it had no problem with that. But you have to be careful. If you lift it up here, when it's in this way or looking forward, you have no problem. If you turn this sideways, I don't think the pillars will hold a lot of weight. When you are trying to draw here perhaps half a kilogram or a kilogram, then perhaps the whole vehicle will fall to the side. I don't know. I haven't tried, but perhaps. But normally you use this here only in this direction. Okay. There's a lot of friction here, so be aware that everything is working smoothly. Don't push the things too hard together, or the functions won't work. If all has a little bit movement, everything works fine. We have a long, I believe. Oh no, that's not in the set. It was the other set. This here is not one long axle. It's smaller ones. I prefer this because the long ones often bend. The driving function, like I said, there are 4 XL motors and they are going to one joint, to one cardan joint, and this is out of plastic. With my version here it's no problem because I have slip gears and the slip gears will slip through before the plastic joint will break. But if you're using the original 28 dark bluish gray gears, you have more torque, and the torque can destroy this little cardan joint. On your World of Building Blocks, on my partner's website, you can buy the metal joints, the cardan joints out of metal. So buy them. If you order this there, look under mock or do it yourself section. There are the metal cardan joints and order some, because I know from other people who inserted the right gears, not like me the slip gears, half of the people the cardan joint breaks because it's too much torque out of the 4 XL motors. At least to get this started, 10 kilogram to get the first movement. When it moves, then it's easier. I had the same problem with the slip gears. When I don't have enough energy in the power box with the slip gears, it won't drive. But when I push it a little bit for the first movement, then it drives a little bit faster. It drives again. But it all depends on the energy in the box for driving and steering, because we have perhaps 500 milliampere or 450, I don't know, I'm guessing, between 4 and 500 milliampere in the accu boxes, and 7 motors for driving and steering on one 500 milliampere accu box. It's empty in 2, 3, 4 minutes. Okay. We have here opening hatchets. On the other side too. We have plates here for under the pillars, and here for the guy who operates this here can steer everything, and there are some on the other side. But I show you this here from the front. Here we can open. The original mock from Lucio, he has built-in LEDs. It's lit or lighted. It is lit or is it lighted? I don't know. Underneath here sits the accu box. One tip, move it one stud below so you can access it easier, and have a look that the connector for the micro USB cable for charging looks downwards and not upwards, so you have it easier to connect. And here I can show you here the broken pneumatic cylinder. I don't know, perhaps we do it this way. Here. But you see here it's movable because the connection here failed. On the other side it's still working. So this is a weak part. There are 2 of it. There's a blue one for the pressure and the 2 actuator ones. And the only function I couldn't show you in the videos after this is this function here. Because I did it once and immediately the pneumatic actuator failed. The head slipped out and so I have no pressure on it. Yes. I know that this isn't a good part. Mould King, please adjust them. I read in the forums that I'm not the only one who had this problem. Or you buy 2 of the Lego ones. They are identical. Buy 2 of the Lego ones. They are not cheap. 10 bucks, I believe. So 20 bucks for both. But then you have no problem. And the function is sitting here. If you're pressing it forward, it goes this direction, and if you break it backward, it goes this direction. Yes, like I said, it worked once, but when it was, I haven't seen, we can open this here too. Okay, but when it was in this position, it felt a little bit forward, and with the fell forward, or when it's fallen forward, it disconnected here. So that's the only flaw. The mistake in the instructions I told you in the beginning sits here. To move this here up and down, no, not for moving this up and down, for moving the insert of this boomstick out, here are gears. And the funny thing is they put 2 gears, but they are going in the same direction. And when you're going in the same direction and in a 90-degree angle, like in a differential, sits the other gear. When both go in the same direction, the 3rd gear can't move. That's the thing here. So it's easy. Just leave 1 gear away. Then it's turning and no problems. The 2nd gear is absolutely unnecessary. It doesn't work with it. It does the opposite what it should do. So leave 1 of the gears away and you have no problems. Why we here have a hole, I don't know. One of my German viewers said, cause Lucio used this here for infrared, but when you're using an S-brick you don't need infrared. So I'm not pretty sure why, or perhaps the pneumatic was infrared driven. I don't know. Just have a look at the video from Lucio Switch. Okay, I hope I told you everything. I don't know if I forgot something, but my final opinion. This is an absolutely gorgeous set. It's at the limit, absolutely on the limit, and with the driving perhaps a little bit over the limit, but this is a great set. We have so many functions, so this is the max you can show or impress people who don't know Lego Technic. If you show them this here, that this is possible to build out of Lego Technic with so many functions, this weight, this size, when it's totally, like I said, 124 centimeters when it's driven out. This is amazing and astonishing. But like I said, driving and steering, the weight and the power it needs, that's not the fun part. The fun part are the functions, really, the functions. So this is a really cool set. With one mistake, that this here, the other small things you see when you're building, you have to be a little bit careful with all the cable management, 3 accu boxes, 19 motors, pneumatic. It's not easy with the cable management and the tube management. But when I can do it, you can do it. Because I'm not a Technic bro, but I believe most of my viewers are. So, okay. Well, buy this set. It's great. And if you're saying, oh man, this is too big, but the parts. Is this set worth for the parts? Yes. You can build 2 Ferraris out of this. You only need other tires and rims. But with the Technic in here, you can build at least 2 supercars. We have enough suspension. We have 24 suspension or something in the set. This here is, the whole set has a good suspension. We have a lot of differentials the new ones here underneath. So this is one of the best sets to butcher it for the parts I have ever had on this table. Okay, so I believe it's long enough, the video, and if you have any questions, write it in the comment. I try to answer. For my German viewers, I have 2 other channels. They show it more in detail. I did say to them, check out the other 2 channels, but they are only available in German. And I don't believe there's an English version here, only mine. I don't know. I haven't found an English video for this. So I make one video of the one more link of Steinchenwerkstatt. That's a German channel for Lego Technic. They are brilliant. And I make a bookmark, a timestamp when he's showing all the functions. So you can see here the pneumatic function I couldn't show you. Okay, so now comes the part where I show you the functions. Thank you for watching. Have a good time. I am Frank, your Brick Freak, and I catch you in the next one.